And we're back. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. This episode has been brought to you by Samba Tree. The website again is sambatree.com, where you'll find all kinds of herbal and natural solutions to boost your body's defense system, especially during this time. Anyway, let's get into it. So I tell you this, I am so glad that we are getting to the point where we are getting ready to cross the finish line. And I say crossing the finish line, but what are we crossing into? You know, that's going to be the part two. But this part of the craziness, I think we're pretty much near the end of it. But let me talk about some of this craziness that's out here. Did you know that the Kamala Harris campaign put out this ad? And again, it just shows the contempt that they have been demonstrating over and over again for men. And we've been talking a great deal about, you know, the contempt is especially targeted towards black men. But this one is just targeting men, period. Now, I warn you now, this is their ad. OK, this isn't me. This isn't an ad that someone made up to be funny. This is their ad. OK, so I want to warn you. This is an ad, an over 18 ad. I kid you not. Let's take a watch.
Oh! Sorry, you can't do that.
What the hell, man? How'd you get in here?
I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're banning porn nationwide.
You can't tell me what to do. Get out of my bedroom, you creep.
I won the last election, so it's my decision. I'm just gonna watch and make sure you don't finish illegally.
Yeah, that was a real article. This is in the Daily Mail. Democrat group sparks fury with outrageous pro-porn advert. And he says the Democrat groups have sparked outrage with a new pro-porn advert showing a man masturbating to an X-rated clip being interrupted by a stern Republican. Well, we saw that, okay, but I just wanted to show you, you know that this is a very real ad. Now, isn't this something? Isn't this something? Now, you know. This shows, and let me just say this as a man, okay, because I am one. The fact that they have to go to this level now to get the male vote, it's really disgusting. I mean, to say the least. This is really disgusting. I mean, beyond just, you know, okay, we can't just sit down with men. We don't want to just have a regular sit down with men. And when we do have a sit down with men, we're going to hear you just a little bit, but then we're going to go ahead and lecture you and tell you how wrong you are. It reminds me of just recently on our TikTok page. Yeah, we're on TikTok. Just do a search for Samba Journeys. We're on TikTok. And there was a woman that posted this long thing. She was going off and talking about how black men, I try to listen to black men and they just can't articulate themselves and they just this and that or whatever, right? And so she was just going on and on. I don't know this woman, right? And someone, a man, I'm assuming, he actually, because what she was complaining about was saying how men can't articulate themselves. They keep saying that they want policies and all this other stuff. But when they try to express themselves, I don't understand. I don't get it, right? And so I'm assuming this was a man. He actually bullet pointed the things that were very important to him. He bullet pointed. He didn't say anything, you know, derogatory or anything like that. Her response was basically a bunch of laughy faces and calling it BS. And so I responded to her. I would say, I don't understand. You were pretty much, nudging black men and saying that we can't articulate yourself. Here's a black man, assumingly a black man who did articulate himself. And what you did was basically laughed in his face and told him it was BS. And then she did a response video to me and saying, I don't know what I'm talking about and all this other stuff. So the Democratic Party has clearly demonstrated that it has a very serious issue with straight men. It just has demonstrated that because they don't even know even the basics on how to reach out and to communicate to men. Not all men do this kind of stuff here that you just saw in that video. And if this is how you're attracting people, it shows you just how much they think of you as a man. I just thought this was just completely ridiculous. And here's another example of what I'm talking about. Now, in this case, now we're talking about the NAACP, all right, which is used to be for the interests of black individuals. But over the years, it's already been concluded that no, they are only interested in pushing the policies of one particular party, and that's it. They don't have any room for anything else. And the NAACP has lost it's done. I mean, it's cooked. This generation, this young generation, isn't even thinking about the NAACP. Most young people probably can't even tell you what the NAACP really means. So NAACP was for a whole different generation of people that, but it's not for this generation at all. And here's another example of how the Democrats, again, just have this serious problem, more specifically, like I mentioned earlier, with black men. Now, in Wisconsin, there's a gentleman by the name of Chester Todd. He's running for Congress, and he's running for Congress under the Green Party. And apparently there was some type of meeting. I guess it was going to be hosted by the NAACP in Racine. Hope I'm saying that right. And he showed up, and, you know, he spoke truth to power when he was there. Well, let's take a listen to what happened when he came to the meeting. Let's take a listen.
Question why they canceled the event at Gateway today and got threatened to be thrown out because I had a confrontation with a member of the NAACP who was sponsoring it, Miss Allen. Yeah.
That's all he could say on that. So they had problems with what he had to say, especially coming from the Green Party, and they threw him. They canceled the whole thing. And so here you got a black man going to the NAACP sponsored event. You would think that they would want to hear what this black man has to say. Now, they may not necessarily agree with the Green Party and its platform or whatever, but at least you got this man, an older man at that. I applaud him just for being of his age and literally trying to inject a different point of view. You may not be for the Green Party or whatever. It's not really about that. It's about hearing different points of view. And here you have the NAACP who's basically saying, we don't want it. We're just going to cancel the whole thing. And so this, again, shows the problem that this party has in dealing with black men, especially black men who think outside of the box. Okay, and finally, the woman that all of these Negroes are out here saying that, oh, she's black because she went to an HBCU. She's black because she grew up in a middle class neighborhood or whatever it is. She's black because she came out of Jamaica, which we found out it wasn't really. She didn't really come out of there, but Canada. But she's still black. She's like a Drake black. You know what I mean? And, you know, but she's black because she went to the HBCU. She pledged and, you know, she's an AKA. So that's it. That's all we need. We don't need to ask any more questions at all. But this whole time she has been dropping clues and hints that are very obvious to, you know, those of us who are black Americans, that showed that, no, this woman doesn't really know a whole lot about black culture other than what people have shared with her. And so, you know, you had the example when she said in her, it was a video that was posted on YouTube and social media. You know, it's a story. She said, it's a story I like to share where I was making collard greens and I made so many of them, I had to wash them in the bathtub. Now, black folks all over, when they heard that, was like, no, I've never heard of that. I mean, that's nasty. I've never heard of that. I've never, ever heard of a black person washing collard greens in the bathtub. That is no, not at all. And for black people to be out here and try to defend that and try to overlook that and say, oh, you know, maybe it did or whatever. No. Well, I'm going to give you two more things that she posted on her YouTube page. that should probably raise some more eyebrows, because someone who's so immersed in black culture, I don't know if they will be cooking this kind of stuff. Let's watch.
This is Iowa Chair, and I am so excited today because she is coming to my house to do one of my favorite things, cook.
Hello, hi, teacher.
Ready to cook?
I am. Let's do this.
All right, so what are we making?
We are making apples with bacon.
Oh,
My mother
what?
used to make this.
Your mama was a wise woman putting bacon in this.
Oh my God. Look, bacon is a spice.
Yes,
far
it
as
is.
I'm
Yes,
concerned.
it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we have these beautiful Iowa apples, which are in season right now. We've got some Iowa bacon over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so many of my mother's recipes that she never wrote anything down. It was just,
Really?
no, it was just a matter of watching. And so some of them I have been able to recreate. And, you know, part of the problem is with family recipes, like my mother would not give up the family recipes. Like it was literally like, or she would say, oh, just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Okay, while we're doing this, I'm going to start the bacon.
So you've always loved cooking.
Yeah. Well, my mother said to me, honey, you like to eat good food. You got to learn how to cook. And let's just sprinkle it with a little nutmeg.
So how much?
Just a little bit.
There you go. There you go. My goodness.
I can't help
I
myself.
don't understand why that's so funny, but okay.
Start mixing that a little bit.
Okay. Pretty.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have around the holidays, like a holiday brunch.
Yes. I'm going to try this for Thanksgiving.
Do you want to put a little of that?
No, you're not. Just stop it.
Okay, go on and put a little.
Ooh, it's working.
Yeah, and it'll caramelize. Smell that, Deirdre.
Oh, my goodness.
Right?
This is going to be great.
Okay, all right, enough. Okay, now I know there's gonna be somebody like, man, I'll tell you, that's actually good eating. You know, we don't eat that. Now, listen, let me be clear. Black folks, we don't sit around all day and eat soul food. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We eating grits and collard greens and you know and scrapple and you know for breakfast, and lunch we just eating whatever, and dinner we just got a whole soul food spread every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No, that's not true. Yes, we do eat other foods. Okay, that's true. But I will tell you again, that right there, that doesn't go for black families. It doesn't. In fact, let me show you where it comes from. If you look right here, because I want to know where it comes from, because that ain't a traditional black dish. It isn't. Well, where does it come from? It's a traditional Danish dish. a traditional Danish dish consisting of cured or salted pork belly fried with apples, thyme, and sugar. This is exactly what she made. Again, it's probably pretty good. I ain't going to trash it. But again, this whole thing that, you know, she, you know, rolls out of black culture, that ain't black culture. That's Danish culture. What in the world? And then there's this other video that I came across. I mean, she's been giving breadcrumbs all over the place, y'all. Here she is teaching Mark Warner. I don't know if I think he's a senator. How to make a tuna melt. Let's take a watch on how to make a tuna melt.
Make sure you get plenty on both sides. Next comes the important part.
All right, so this is him making it, all right? And then she's going to sweep into the rescue on how to make a tuna melt. All right, I'll just kind of I'll just scoot along here.
Drain. Drain the water. Drain the water out of it. Okay. Then drop that in.
Okay, I think we got Mark.
We have Mark. Mark, are you there?
Hey,
All right, we got it.
Hi.
we are technology superstars.
Hi. How are you?
Senator, nice to see you. It looks like a lovely kitchen.
It's a great kitchen. I saw your kitchen.
Well, you saw, like, my extra kitchen. This is like,
Oh, I only have one kitchen.
Okay, all right. Keep it moving.
Brother, I love you to pieces, and we got to work this whole tuna salad thing out. So take the tuna, then get it out of the can. Okay.
I'm back again. I missed the opening part. Could you show me again? You drained the tuna, and you're working on the celery now?
No, you drain the tuna, so it's in the can, and then it's amazing. It'll just sit in the can while you drain the water out.
Oh my gosh.
It does that. Like, smash it up a little, right? Flies across to the rib.
All right.
Chop it, right? You get the point, okay?
Okay.
Then put the celery in with the tuna. Okay? All right. A lot of people, if you like red onion,
I didn't get near the kitchen.
and then you got some nice chopped onion.
And I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. My point is, again, I'm not saying, oh, she got to make it the black way or anything like that, but none of this is giving off any, I come out of black culture. None of this gives that off. And for people to sit up here and to try to scooch through around that, let me tell you something right now. Now, for some of you that are saying, oh, Dwayne, you're just nitpicking, you're doing all this. Now, if that was Trump doing that, you know that many of y'all will have a whole lot to say on that. How's he using that? And he don't know, and that's the white way. You know you would be saying that now, wouldn't you? So it's no different in this case here. So, again, it just amazes me the amount of things that people are willing to overlook, these little cues that her and the party that she represent have been given off for some time. As we just established in those first two clips there, that they have very little interest in literally in trying to embrace or trying to understand the needs of men, and particularly black men. And, again, she's showing off in these latest clips that I just showed you, it's culture is like Joseph's coat, like Joseph in the Bible. It's a multicolored coat. It's like all over the place. But yet you got black people who are out here swearing up and down, oh, she's 100% black. It amazes me how people just overlook this stuff. But anyway, that is all I have. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Listen, you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be talking again soon. Take care.